All right. So you're doing 4 years in prison,
Yeah.
and for 6 months, you and your dad were cellmates?
Nah, we did time in the same jail for like 8, 9 months. We was in the cell probably like 90 days, about 95 days. You know what I'm saying? We was in the same block. I ain't moving the cell with him to about like, he was in the room with.
Imagine surviving one of the toughest neighborhoods in America, getting shot, spending years behind bars, losing the people who meant the most to you, and still believing that one day your voice would be heard around the world. For most people, those experiences would be enough to break them forever. But for HoneyKomb Brazy, they became the reason he refused to give up. In one of his most talked about interviews, HoneyKomb Brazy opened up about the violence he witnessed, life inside prison, the differences between Birmingham and Mobile, and how those experiences shaped him into the person he is today. Some of the stories he shared shocked fans. Others helped people understand why his music sounds so raw and emotional. Today, we're taking a closer look at the life behind the music and exploring why HoneyKomb Brazy's story is far more than just another rapper's journey. Let's get started. HoneyKomb Brazy's story begins in Alabama, a state that has produced talented musicians but has also struggled with poverty, crime, and violence in many neighborhoods. From an early age, he says life wasn't easy. Growing up around street culture meant that difficult decisions appeared at a young age. Instead of worrying about becoming famous, survival often became the biggest priority. Like many young people raised in dangerous environments, he learned that every decision could change the course of his life. According to HoneyKomb Brazy, the streets teach lessons that schools never can. Those experiences eventually became the foundation of his music. Rather than creating fictional stories, he built his career by talking about situations he personally experienced or witnessed growing up. That's one reason many fans connect with his music. They feel the emotions behind every lyric. During the interview, HoneyKomb Brazy also reflected on Birmingham. He explained that people from outside Alabama often assume every city is the same. But according to him, Birmingham and Mobile have completely different environments, different cultures, and different street mentalities. He wanted listeners to understand that each city has its own identity. Although both cities have experienced violence and hardship, he believes they shouldn't be treated as identical places. That distinction is important because many outsiders simply group them together without understanding the differences. Another powerful moment came when he spoke about being shot. Rather than trying to glorify violence, he described it as one of the many harsh realities that people from his environment sometimes face. Surviving an experience like that changes a person forever. It forces you to think differently. It reminds you how quickly life can change. Instead of allowing fear to control him, HoneyKomb Brazy focused on continuing forward. He has often suggested that surviving difficult situations gave him a stronger appreciation for life and a greater motivation to succeed. The conversation also turned toward prison. HoneyKomb Brazy spoke about spending time behind bars and how incarceration changes a person's mindset. He explained that prison teaches patience, discipline, and reveals who truly supports you during difficult times. Many people disappear when life becomes complicated. Very few remain loyal. Those experiences taught him valuable lessons about trust, friendship, and loyalty. One of the most surprising moments from the interview involved his father. HoneyKomb Brazy recalled an unusual situation in which, according to his account, he and his father ended up incarcerated at the same facility during part of their prison experiences. He described how strange it felt to experience something like that, saying it was one of the moments that made him reflect on how life can take unexpected turns. For many viewers, this became one of the most memorable parts of the interview because it's not a situation most people could ever imagine. Family remained another major topic throughout the conversation. HoneyKomb Brazy has faced heartbreaking personal losses over the years. Those tragedies changed him emotionally and continue to influence both his music and his outlook on life. Instead of hiding those emotions, he allows listeners to hear that pain through his lyrics. He believes real experiences create real music. That's why authenticity has become one of the defining characteristics of his career. Another thing that stood out during the interview was his confidence. Despite everything he's experienced, HoneyKomb Brazy doesn't speak like someone who has given up. He speaks like someone who still believes in building a better future. He understands that critics will always exist. People will always judge his past. But he refuses to let those opinions define who he becomes. That mindset has helped him continue moving forward despite countless obstacles. The interview also highlighted how important music became in his life. For HoneyKomb Brazy, rap isn't simply entertainment. It's therapy. It's storytelling. It's a way of documenting experiences that many people never see. Every song represents another chapter of his journey. Whether listeners agree with every decision he made or not, it's difficult to deny that his music reflects genuine life experiences. Throughout the interview, one message became increasingly clear. HoneyKomb Brazy isn't asking people to celebrate violence. He's asking people to understand where he came from. Understanding someone's past doesn't excuse every mistake, but it helps explain how certain environments shape people's choices. His story serves as a reminder that many successful artists come from backgrounds filled with challenges most people will never experience. Those struggles become part of their identity, and sometimes, they become the reason they succeed. Today, HoneyKomb Brazy continues working to build his career while sharing his story with the world. His journey remains unfinished. Like many artists, he's still writing the next chapter of his life. Only time will reveal where that journey leads. But one thing is certain. His willingness to speak openly about his experiences has helped many fans understand both the man behind the music and the reality of the environment that shaped him. Whether you see him as a survivor, a talented artist, or someone trying to move beyond his past, his story reminds us that life is rarely simple. Every person has a history. Every scar tells a story. And every difficult chapter has the potential to become the beginning of something greater. What do you think about HoneyKomb Brazy's journey? Do you believe people can truly leave their past behind, or does the past always shape who they become? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and want more in-depth stories about rap legends, hip-hop culture, and the lives behind the music, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next upload. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Mike Fire.